Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And before I get the thing kicked off here, I need to get the chat set up. There we go. Alright, who we got here already? Metal Gear, Oliver Rust, Fox, what's up, fellas? Glad to see y'all here. Bucky, hey, Bucky. All right. We'll see you in a little bit. This is our long show, so you've got time to make it. And today I was going to start the show off by Crabman, what's up, dude? By bringing up a couple of movies that I really like that have come out recently, because I talk a lot of shit about, you know, how much better the movies were back in the day, and we all know they were better as a rule, but then I say they're all shit, which isn't really true, because a couple movies that have come out, well, several, but I'm going to talk about a couple here, and, you know, the last 10, 15 years or whatever, they're some of my favorite movies. Edge of Tomorrow is one of them. Ezekiel, Arnis, what's up? Greasebag, glad to see y'all here. Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow is like, if you haven't seen it, it's like Groundhog Day, except set in the middle of an alien apocalypse. It's badass. Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow. It's Tom Cruise is in it, but it's actually a hell of a good movie. And my other favorite recent movie is Pacific Rim. Would you rather die here or in a Jaeger? That's a badass movie too. They've got, it's just giant aliens versus giant robots. So, and it's really well done. You know what I'm saying? It's not like cheesy and bullshit. It's a really well done movie. I know that the giant aliens versus giant robots thing is kind of what do you want to call it? It's kind of goofy sounding when you say it that way, but it's a kick-ass movie. So, yeah, they have come out with a few good movies recently. Or recently, I say, you know, within the last 20 years. Metal Gear, oh, you like Pacific Rim too? Yeah. The first one. I wasn't into the second one. Well, no, Greasebag, there's a new... no, there isn't going to be any summer. We got Ice Age coming. So winterize all your shit, dude. I'm not even kidding. I wish I was kidding. I really wish I was. But yeah, the news is reporting an ice age coming. We get ready for an ice age. I'm not even joking. Mainstream media, New York Post and CNN and shit. Yeah, they're banging the ice age drum again, just like it. You know, it gives me flashbacks to 1978 and 1979. You know, when woolly mammoths were going to be roaming the streets and shit. So yeah, no, they canceled summer this year. New York Times or New York Post and CNN, they're probably all on the bandwagon now, but the only two that I'm aware of are New York Post and CNN. Probably MSNBC, and the rest of them may be on it really pretty quick. Oh yeah, Kaiju. Yeah. Kaiju were the aliens, and the Jaegers were the Jaeger program. Yeah, dude, so, yeah, just keep winterizing your shit, dude. We just never stop winterizing now, dude, because that's all we're ever going to know is winter. Tripwire, what's up, Trip? What's up? You ready for winter down there? You ready for Ice Age down there in Australia, dude? I hope so. Yeah, the day before tomorrow, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they do have some pretty cool stuff. With the stuff coming out of Asia, I have a hard time with the subtitles and it being in a different language and shit. There was one out of it was Norwegian, Denmark, I think, or something like that. I forget now, but it was a TV show called Dark, I think. And that was subtitled or dubbed rather. It had English audio, but their lips were moving different. And it's hard for me to get, do that suspension of disbelief, and really get into it when their lips are moving crazy. So I have a hard time with that. But that show Dark was awesome. I love that show. That was Norwegian of some kind. I forget which country it came out of, but that's a badass show. Yep, ice skates, toboggans, dog sleds. We're going to need all that shit, dude. Yeah, we'll be taking the dog sled to work. Yeah, yeah, Fox. Crypto Billy, what's up, dude? Ohio Valley Prepping, what's up? Speaking of Ohio Valley Prepping, I'm going to be on his show, 0 Hour, at 8 o'clock tonight, and I put the link in the description of this video, so y'all can check it out if you want. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So I don't know, that kind of makes us all wonder about Ohio Valley's judgment having me on his show. He might be lacking some judgment skills or something, but he's invited me nonetheless, and I have accepted, so I'm going to be there on 0 Hour with him at 8 o'clock tonight, shooting the shit. So all of y'all are invited, so please check it out. Yeah, Arctic Cats, yep. Yeah, Metal Gear. What Trip, you're already in? Yeah, you're ahead of the game, dude. I got a Chihuahua, dude. He's not going to pull a sled very far. Planet Xer, what's up, dude? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Ohio. Yeah. Shannon, hey. Glad to see you here. Yeah, Metal Gear 0. Yep. So I'll be there tonight, and so I just invite everyone to check it out. It'll be a good time. Spend another hour with Ohio. Talking about whatever he has on the plate. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a good time. But yeah, so they do have good movies. Newer ones. I can't completely, it's just dishonest for me to say, all new movies are shit, and then for me to crank up Pacific Rim and enjoy the hell out of that movie. You know what I'm saying? So they do have some good movies coming out. They're just few and far between. You know what I mean? But that Edge of Tomorrow, I almost like that better than Pacific Rim even. That's just a badass movie. Oh, you have a snowplow on the truck harness? All right, cool. Yeah. No, you're already set up, dude. Yeah. You just need to get you a woolly mammoth to push it when the gas runs out, because all the gas will freeze and shit. Yep. Yeah, Crypto Billy. Yep. I'm going to hang out with a northern Yankee this evening. We're going to have fun, though. It's going to be a blast. But yeah, I have a hard time. Oh, and a Carolina Hillbilly? All right. Oh yeah, we'll have a good time. Yeah. Yeah, I really can't believe them that they would even dare to say that shit. You know what I mean? Without being just a laughing stock of humanity. But but these kids, they don't know. And the boomers will fall for anything, just about. You know what I'm saying? Boomers will just swallow that shit hook, line. Most of them. Not all of them. But, I think it's only Generation X who's going to point and laugh at that shit. Everybody else is going to go, start investing in parkas and wood stoves and shit and all this shit. You know, everybody else would be scared to death of a damn ice age. And yeah, Michigan is going to be a party. Expecting 20 feet of snow. 20 feet of snow. Yeah. Well, they're telling us to. Yeah, and the good thing is the ice age is only supposed to last about 10,000 years. So there's one the silver lining, right? It's only going to last about 10,000 years. So you know, all you need is a good parka, and you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, well, the government will have to raise our taxes, you know, to fight the cold. That's the best way. That's the best way to. Not only is that the best way to keep the planet from getting hot, you know, to pay taxes. That's the best way to keep the planet from getting cold too. You know, I know that's going to surprise everyone. Just increase our taxes to keep the planet from getting cold. You know, that's the crazy thing. You know, in the universe, how shit works, you would do the opposite to, you know, to cool stuff off. You know, if you want stuff to cool off, then you put the fire out. You know, you don't build a fire, or you put it out or something. But in the land of government and institutions, the same thing works for everything. You know, you just raise taxes, and it works. You know, it works for global warming and global cooling. Yeah, it's all around. You know, it's like that snake oil they used to sell in Outlaw Josie Wales. It's good for anything. Good for stains. Yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody's clothes are getting stained and shit. Raise taxes. Yeah. Jobs, people, you know, jobs are running out. The economy's doing bad. Raise taxes. Oh yeah. Well, you better love it, Crab Man. I hope you love the hell out of the snow, because we got 10,000 years of it coming, according to the mainstream media. So yeah. Oh, you gonna be one happy damn camper, Crab Man. Yeah, like COVID, 80% were worried about toilet paper. Rusty Dude, what's up, dude? Glad to see you here, Rusty. Glad you could make it. Can't be worse than a hillbilly raised in a swamp. Oh, the dodo bird? Yeah, that'd be a cool one to bring back. I wonder if that's a winter bird. I hope so. Oh, you need some snow, Trip? Oh, yeah, y'all are in the summer down there, huh? Damn. I just got out of that shit, and now it's down there pounding y'all. Oh, all right. Well, yeah. Well, you'll be able to do some shredding for the next 10,000 years, Metal Gear. Yeah, we'll be invading Mexico. If that shit freezes hard, after all of the decades that Mexico has invaded us, we'll be down there. And I'm going to wave an American flag, too, and shout about how much I love America and how much, you know, how bad the Mexicans suck for not giving me my free health care and shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Crab Man. Woolly Mammoth Ranching and Woolly Mammoth Racing. That could be a good sport. You know what I'm saying? Woolly Mammoth Racing. No sport could really suck if there's a good chance of death. You know what I mean? If there's at least a 50-50 chance that you're not going to see the finish line, that ups the damn drama. You know what I mean? That's some good shit there. Laura Ann, hey. Yeah, Fox. Yeah, Ice Age tax. That's the next one. That's just around the corner. You can see it coming. Yeah. Oh yeah, air tax. Yeah, Ohio. Yeah. I'm gonna look like the Grinch who stole Christmas, because I got a Chihuahua. He's gonna be pulling my sled and all my bug out shit on it. Yeah. Yeah. People that call me Grinch. I'm gonna have to staple some antlers to his head. Oh yeah, yeah. Our gators are gonna hate it. Yeah. Well, we're bringing to Mexico with us. You can help me trap them, Crab Man. We'll go do on a save the gator thing. We'll dress up as tacos and protest and shit, and spank. We'll spank Ice Age dolls and stuff. You know what I mean? And save the gators. AF. Hi, bye already. Oh, all right, AF. Well, have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do with a sexy construction guy. Yeah, yeah, Rusty. Yeah, I know. The planet needs us to save it. Yeah, Rusty. Like, what the hell? It's just so ridiculous. Raziel, what's up, dude? Oh yeah, that's a good idea. You just gotta parka carry, just from your head, Raziel. Yeah, that's a damn good idea. Crypto Billy, Cancun. All right, that's where we're gonna be when the ice age comes. We're all going down. Crypto Billy's got a spot for us in Cancun. All right. Your dog isn't much bigger, Ohio. A rain tax, Rusty? Holy shit! They're off the rails with that tax shit. I make fun, and they've actually got ridiculous taxes like that. Yeah, me and Crab Man will make a new YouTube channel, Gator Catching. We'll be saving them gators, huh, Crab Man? Screwworm burritos. I don't know what the hell that means, Arnis. Yeah, well, they do, Metal Gear. They actually do. I like gator meat. Yeah, I've had it a few times. Yeah, grilled gator's good, dude. It's always warm in Cancun with a nice beach. Crypto Billy's gonna go down there and storm that beach for us and hold everybody off till Gen X gets there, right, Crypto Billy? He's gonna be posted up, machine gun nest, holding off boomers till we get there. No, Tripwire says we need to go to Australia. Yeah, that'd be. I could see myself in Australia. Rain all the time in Ontario. Holy shit! And then you get a rain tax. Then you're gonna miss if you stay in your basement, Loran. You're gonna miss the woolly mammoth races and you know what I'm saying. The sleigh rides. You're gonna miss all the cool shit we have planned for the Ice Age. And you can't stay in there for 10,000 years anyway. You got to come out. Coconut milk and moonshine. Big country. What's up, big country? All right. Well, we can make it out of bamboo or something, right? Oh, damn. Shannon says her taxes include the cost of snow removal and salt budget. Can you imagine that during the Ice Age? Snow removal tax during the Ice Age. All right, Shannon. Well, you're going to have to sell everything you own just to pay the snow removal tax for the next 10,000 years. So get ready. Yeah, that is. More wool sweaters from the thrift store. You're right about that, Lauren. Screwworm burritos. Oh, okay. Oh, all right, Rusty. Cement versus grass. Yeah. All right. For the taxes. Oh, yeah. I've seen that, Ohio. Those bird-eating spiders. I think they're called bird spiders, aren't they? Those things are crazy. They're like the size of a dinner plate. Make a damn tarantula look like a daddy long leg. Holy shit. Mike Fleisner, my boy, what's up? Glad you can make it, Mike. All right, yeah, snowmobiles. Yeah, everybody invest in snowmobiles. Yeah, hyperinflated US dollars. Yeah, that's what we all need to bone up on our igloo building. I haven't built one of those since I was in junior high. I don't know, Metal Gear, what a worm burrito is. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that one out myself. Huntsman spiders? Okay. Okay, Ohio. Snowmobile trails that go all over the state? That's pretty damn cool. We've got horse trails down here that go all over the state, for horseback riding. You missed the entire ice age, Jason. It's come and gone. It was supposed to last 10,000 years, but it only lasted about 10 minutes. Yeah, Laura Ann's said she's gonna just stay in her basement with wool sweaters. Oh, try running through a bird spider's web? No, no, thank you. No, Tripwire. No, that spider web would probably catch and hold a chihuahua. The homeless. I was actually just looking at that, and the worst states with homelessness is California by a mile. I mean, California's got the worst homelessness crisis in the country, and Florida, they had like 450 or something per 100,000 people or something like that, or 10,000 people, I forget. But Florida was in the middle with like 134. So we're like dead in the middle. It's not that bad. I mean, it's that bad for the homeless. I mean, it's not that bad. They're not all over the place, homeless people, but you do see them. They'll come up to you at the gas station asking for $5. I actually had a guy come up to me, asking for $5. Told me he was really hungry and needed something to eat, and I didn't have any cash on me. I said, all I have is my debit card. Dude, I'll take you in there and buy you something to eat, but that's all. That's all I can do to help you. He said, and he told me, what were his words? He said, let me look into that or something like that, and he walked away. So, all right, you weren't that damn hungry, dude. But yeah, I know that most of them are just meth heads or whatever around here anyway. They're just meth heads and that down on their luck. If you want to work around here, you normally can most of the time. Oh, horse and hiking trails? Okay. Oh, that's cool, Shannon. Yeah. We don't have too many snowmobile trails down here in Florida, but we have hiking and horse trails. Oh, okay. All right, Arnis. Screwworm. All right. Yeah. Yeah, well, that we're going to Cancun when the ice age hits. If it's still snowing in July, then we're all headed to Cancun. You have a pet huntsman running around the house? I heard those are good to have around the house. I personally don't kill spiders and shit around the house. And here in Florida, we've got them all over the place. You just can't keep them out. Spiders and little shit like that. But the spiders, kill the stuff I don't like. So I like spiders the best out of all the little critters. Make sure your sled is registered. Register your sled. I've never heard of that before. Gonna make him push a plow. Oh, your foreman's a meth head, Bucky? I don't doubt it. Oh, okay. You get snowmobiles in Michigan too, Metal Gear? All the way into Canada? Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. I'm gonna wrestle a woolly mammoth and tame it. Ride around on that. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'll name him yet. Yeah, maybe I'll put something up. We'll vote on what I'll name my woolly mammoth. Good luck to have spiders in the house. I always heard that daddy longlegs were good luck, but I didn't know the rest of them were too. But we've got all kinds of them in our house. My wife has gotten used to them. She didn't like them at first, but of course, I don't want to kill them. Like I said, they don't bother me, so I don't bother them. If they make a big web, in the house, I take it down with the broom and catch them and put them outside or whatever. But I don't go squishing them all over the place. Your cat eats all the spiders, dude? Damn. Woolly mammoth rodeos. Yeah, crab man. Now we're talking, dude. Yeah, now we're talking. Now, see, I was talking about woolly mammoth races with about a 50-50 chance of surviving the race. But a woolly mammoth rodeo, you're talking about, you got an 80% chance of not making it out of there alive. So that would be awesome. They need to televise that shit. I wonder if they'll have television during the Ice Age. Oh, yeah, we're taking over, Tripwire. Yeah. Yeah, we got to do Cancun because, all of us Canadians and American stuff, we can just walk down there. Trip's mad because he's got to find a boat. He'll be rowing his ass to Cancun from Australia. I'm sorry, Trip, but you just got outvoted, dude. You know what I'm saying? But, I hate it for you, dude, but maybe if it freezes solid, you can walk. Maybe there'll be like a Bering Strait for you to walk to Cancun, dude. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. And then, thousands of years from now, when they're teaching history, they'll teach about how Tripwire walked across the freaking Atlantic Ocean and shit. Oh, all right. They get to stay anyway, Lauren. They're supposed to be bigger than the Timberwolves. They were as big as a Timberwolf when they were like 6 or 8 months old, something like that. So they're pretty damn big. When I did that episode on the dire wolves a few months ago, they were the size of a Timberwolf, but they were just basically puppies. They were like kind of teenagers size or aged. They weren't fully grown yet. Woolly mammoth mud wrestling. Oh, all right, Raziel. Yeah. Spider farm, huh? Well, just living in Florida makes my house a spider farm and everything else farm. Garden Earth guy, what's up, dude? Have everyone seen John Hinckley on YouTube? No. What's up with John Hinckley on YouTube, dude? Oh yeah, I bet, Greasebag. Yeah, faster, safer, and easier to get somewhere on a snowmobile than being on a damn icy ass road. Yeah, that makes a lot of damn sense. Yeah. Mammoth stylist franchises. Yeah. Yeah, people would be having their mammoth fur dyed and bells tied to it and shit. You could get your mammoth, get him a weave or a, dreadlocks or whatever, a mohawk, a crew cut. Yeah, there'll be a whole damn. That'd be a brand new damn career, mammoth stylist. Belize has nice. I've heard good things about Belize. Bacon Commander, what's up, dude? Know you're having a great day with a name like Bacon Commander, dude. Bolivia, there's still silver in them mines. That's what we got to do. Go to Bolivia and set up a damn Gen X silver mine. Yeah. Camels are good for Ice Ages 1980. I'll have to see that shit. No, they've got those, what are they called? 1980 Bactrian camels. They live in they eat snow and shit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they eat snow, and those damn camels are awesome. Yeah, they live in the damn place where it's always frozen, like the Tibetan steppes or some shit like that. Walnut, you got a spider named Walnut. Shannon, that's too awesome for words. Hinkley sings songs. Wouldn't their humps freeze? That would be kick-ass, though, to have a sled pulled by dire wolves. You'd rule the Ice Age if you had a sled pulled by dire wolves. Yeah. Me and Wiley, my Chihuahua, pulling my sled, we just, I'd be at the bottom of the totem pole there. Dude had a pack of dire wolves pulling his sled. He'd be the shit. Named Bob Loran. Yeah, Bob's a solid name. Yeah, there would be a lot of fun to be had during the Ice Age. The only thing, the whole starvation thing would suck. That would suck. I like to eat, not, I'm not one of those foodie people that like to eat, like, go out and taste all kinds. No, I just, I like nourishment and staying alive. I'll eat damn near anything that's classified as food. I don't give a shit. Not that kind of I like to eat. Just, I like being alive and not starving. Put it like that. I like not starving. And ElfQuest, yeah. Yeah, I used to love those books, dude. Oh, yeah, you're right about that crab, man. They make a hell of a guard dog. But, yeah, the starvation thing would suck because plants wouldn't grow for a while. They'd have to actually, well, I guess we could speed that up, the whole evolutionary process. We'd have to, building greenhouses would be a good career during an ice age. Fasting's supposed to be really good for you, Arnis. I've heard that several times. Yeah. I just can't fast while I'm working, or I would once in a while. I hear that it's really good for your body, because doesn't your body start consuming like the bad cells and stuff, like cancer cells and stuff? And not like it's a cure for cancer, but I guess if the cancer is just starting, then your body will consume it before it can take hold or something. I don't know. But fasting is supposed to be really good for you. You know anything you'd notice in Wisconsin, Raziel? Well, one good thing now y'all haven't thought of, but if you do have dire wolves, your dire wolves will eat good because you just feed them Gen Z. Problem solved. You have a bunch of fat dire wolves and a lot less bitching and crying and you know and feeling and therapy and shit in the world because your dire wolves would be consuming all that shit. So there's a good thing there. That's a silver lining because your dire wolves would not starve. Even if you were starving, your dire wolves would not, unless you had a good recipe for long pork, and then you could probably make a killing that way too. You'd have fat dire wolves, and you'd have, you could name your restaurant Gen Z. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's part of it. Yeah, emerald ash boar beetle. Is that something? Is that native? Is that bug native to the United States or North America, Shannon? Or is that some shit that got imported from Asia? Now we got a couple of guard dogs at Ohio. That's one thing we do have, which is good. I wanna get a bigger one though. But I always hear that the bigger dogs don't live as long. Is one of the reasons we got the little Chihuahua. He's probably gonna live 20 years. Yeah, extra greenhouses. Yeah, greenhouse greenhouse construction will be booming. Autophagy? I don't even know what that means, Metal Gear. Metal Gear's smarter than me, and he's rubbing it in my face. With your big old lexicon brain, Metal Gear. Metal Gear said autophagy. I thought he was talking about direwolves and shit. He's talking about the whole fasting thing. I didn't even know. That's messed up. See, that's why I don't like to display my ignorance for the world to see, because there's a lot of it. Okay. Kind of a short fast. Yeah, I get even I forget Metal Gear isn't supposed to be like 3 days or something. Yeah, Fox. Yeah, happy direwolves, happy life. Oh yeah, that'd be. I bet you felt good when you were doing that, Crab Man. Oh, okay. Yeah, well that makes sense, Arnis. Yeah, they're probably beneficial in more ways than that too. No, not you don't think anything would. Not even a direwolf trip. You don't think a direwolf would bite Gen Z? They're sure full of chemicals and shit. Yeah, you probably get high as hell from the what's that shit they take? I forget what the hell that medicine is they take. Their ADD medication. Give the direwolf gas, Ezekiel. Oh, okay. That's what I thought, Shannon. It got in from Asia. Yeah. And that sucks. I hate to see that kind of stuff. But that's what we get from all this global trade and all this shit. We've got invasive species destroying our wildlife and our wild places. Yeah. King Charles Spaniard, yeah. Yeah, the cat would save you first. Yeah, Ohio. I bet he's a cool ass dog to have around though. Muskogee Land, what's up, dude? Glad to see you here. Yeah. Tell them direwolves are big puppies. Yeah, Crypto. Oh, all right, Raziel. No problem, dude. Your dog behind you. Yeah, yeah. So does Wiley, our Chihuahua. Yeah, yeah. They're those invasive foreign species. Yeah, other dogs could choke on them. Trip. Yeah. Okay. All right, Metal Gear. I'm a little bit smarter now. Not much, but a little bit. Okay. So that's what it is. That's there's a name for it. Autophagy. When your body starts consuming the bad stuff. Almost got busted for smoking in the hall. That's Gen X shit right there, Muskogee. Yeah, we should keep a few of them alive for reproduction purposes, I guess. Uh, I don't know. I don't know if they're able to do that now that they've all gender swapped and shit. I don't know if that's even a viable option for humanity. But, at the very least, they could be, like distractions for the dire wolves and the polar bears and shit. Just turn the Gen Z kid loose and let him run off. And when all the predators go after him, you just go the other way. You know what I mean? So there's that. Keeping them around could come in handy. They just have to get you some good earplugs or earmuffs or something, so you don't have to listen to all that bitching. Are we almost there? We're going to Cancun. Cancun. That's in Canada, right? Yeah, use them as bait. Yeah, me too, Tripwire. Yeah, I learned something. Autophagy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Metal Gear, probably spelling it right, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. But that sounds that's what I read about or heard about, is what the process he described there. Yeah, sipping on tequila in Cancun. I don't know. Have you seen that movie Day After Tomorrow, where the ice age came like overnight? It was like hurricanes, but they were cold. They were with snow, and they had like this. The eye of the storm was like super cold, like 100 degrees below zero or whatever. And in that movie, they showed people flooding down south into Mexico. Said that, they showed people trying to cross the river the other way and shit. It was pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, true, crypto. Yeah, the actual ice wall only came down to, where was it? Wisconsin or Michigan or something. It didn't come all the way down, like to Florida. All the southern states would probably be okay. We would still have, it would still be colder. The winter would be much longer and the summer much shorter, but it would still probably be, you'd be able to survive there. It's all the people up north that would really have to get the hell out. And the way it would actually happen is, winters would just get longer and longer and longer. It would start getting cold in September. We get some freezing weather in September, and it wouldn't warm up until late March one year, and then it just keep extending and getting colder and colder. It'd be something like that. It takes several years before we'd actually realize we were in an ice age. I think that would be the way I would see it. You fast and sit in an infrared sauna or sweat lodge, it resets your body. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea, Crab Man. Oh yeah, I've lived here most of my life, and I've never been down to Key West. I'd like to go down there one of these days if I ever get the time and the money. 76 Islands, Tripwire. Yeah, I've never been to the Keys. I've seen them, on TV and stuff, but I've never been down there. Be pretty cool. Yeah, I've always wanted to go to Alaska too. I actually tried to get stationed there when I was in the Army, but I didn't get it. So I got sent to Korea. Yeah, anywhere near the coast is probably dangerous, but at the same time, that's where most of the food is. I mean, you have shellfish and regular fish, and then just right off the coast, you've got forest and, regular animals, rabbits and deer and whatever. So, yeah, the sea is just so full of food that it's a great place to be as far as, gathering food, but it's also dangerous with storms and shit like that, and the oceans might rise, tsunamis and shit. You don't know, so you have to take a chance, flip a coin with that one. Tortuga, I heard that. That sounds familiar from Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Wasn't that isn't that somewhere they went on in one of those movies? Whitsundays, Australia, Tripwire. What's that? Is that a place? Going to the Philippines, Oliver. How the hell are you gonna cross the ocean, dude? There's an ocean. You're gonna have to cross clear the hell over there. We already got one person trying to cross the ocean. We're going to Cancun. We're gonna tie our dire wolves to the sleds and have them pull us down to Cancun. Suspicious observers? There's plenty of them. I see suspicious observers all the damn time. Oh, you got a house in the Philippines? Oh, that's pretty cool then. Yeah. That's a long damn way to go in case in an emergency situation though. What any of those what are those called? Those islands? Pacific Islands, right? Any of those islands like that? Or is that considered like Southeast Asia or whatever? Those Southeast Asian islands. Any of that kind of stuff would be a good place to be during an ice age, though. But during a real ice age, all the water freezes and it comes down as snow, and then the over thousands of years the oceans recede, and you have a lot more land during an ice age. So, you're going to get a mammoth to paddle your raft. Yeah, Rouse, yeah, now that's using the old brain pan there, dude. Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, okay. All right, trip. That's what it's called. 76 islands, purest sand on the planet, #1 tourist spot in Oz. Okay. All right, that's cool as hell. I've probably seen pictures of it, thousands of times and just didn't know what it was. That's probably those beautiful, idyllic, beaches and stuff I see. That's probably what I'm looking at. Pacific Islander Polynesian. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Oh yeah, okay, that's the one that has a fort on it. Yeah, that would be a good one. Is there enough land on it to, to like grow crops and stuff? Or is that the one that it's just a fort? That fort takes up the whole island. But still, we could eat fish and... Well, it depends. Crabman, the Florida Keys were supposed to be a good place to bug out and survive. Now, that all depends, and this can go for anywhere on the planet. That all depends on which type of catastrophe you're talking about, right? Because you don't know. You just don't know. It just depends. It could be the best place on the planet or the worst. I mean, just depends on what's happening. You know what I'm saying? If something goes bad with the oceans, if some huge meteor or asteroid or something slams into the middle of the Atlantic or the Pacific Ocean and sends tsunamis all around the planet, no, the Keys would be the worst place to be. But in other kinds of events, the Keys would be the best place to be. So that would all depend, in my mind anyway, Oh, that's cool. Yeah, 5 houses in a 10-mile radius. That's the kind of place where you want to be. Yeah, Tripwire. Yeah, you can eat seaweed, Raziel. It's supposed to be really good for you, some of it anyway. No, we don't panic, dude. No. Worst we do is make fun of that shit, whatever the hell they're trying to panic us with. Oh, okay. Face to face with a barracuda? Yeah. I've been scuba diving quite a few times. I've never seen anything like that. Nothing dangerous like that. That would wake your ass up, though. Be a good cup of morning Joe. A stare down with a barracuda. Yeah, that would be, if we ran out of nachos, Crabman, that would be something to panic over. No, you know where your towel is, Rosie? If you panic, you become prey. All right, everybody. Arnis, that's his quote. And it's true, too. All right. Yeah. Well, you can. Now, I'm not deeply steeped in this subject, but can't you grow, food plants during the winter with a greenhouse? Isn't that what they're for? I mean, down here in Florida, we don't really need that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I think you can grow stuff. So, with greenhouses, you could actually survive. Or am I just completely off the mark there? Oh, okay. Oh, all right, Shannon. Yeah, a lot of people did that. A lot of people owned orange groves in Central Florida and then just sold them off. All this used to be orange groves for miles and miles when I was a kid, and now it's just you just see rooftops. Yeah, everybody sold it all off. Oh, okay. Plenty of fish at Tortuga. Maybe that's where we need to go. Tortuga. It's got a castle, did you say? Got a castle to defend and shit? Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Crabman. Low-lying coastal regions, yeah. But, it's when the shit hits the fan, the initial impact, or whatever you want to say, the initial die-off or whatever, is just going to be completely up to chance, you know what I mean? You're just gonna be lucky, and you make it past the initial, whatever the initial event is. That's gonna be pure luck. And then after that, the survival. When I talk about post-apocalyptic shit, I'm just assuming that I'm gonna be one of the lucky ones. I'm not, I'm not saying that I'm 100. I'm gonna survive the apocalypse, because I don't know what the hell the asteroid could literally hit me on top of the head while I'm driving 80 miles an hour trying to get away from it. It could land on top of my head. So yeah, no, that's all. That's all. Speculation up until it happens. Oh, okay, Ohio. So yeah, you can grow in a greenhouse in the winter. So Max Meeks, what's up? How old, Gen X? I was born in 71. I'm 54 now. Still kicking ass and taking names. Well, I'm still taking names. I ain't kicked much ass in a while, but you know how it goes. Yeah, oil fields can get targeted during a nuke exchange. See, yeah, if it's nukes, then what the hell? The Keys might be the safest place on the planet, except that the closest target I think they would have is the Air Force Base here in Florida, and maybe that Cape Canaveral where they launched the spacecraft and shit. That might be a target. I don't know. And that depends on whoever, Russia or China or North Korea or whatever they decide to shoot at. You know what I'm saying? They might decide that just to launch everything they have at Florida, at the Keys. You don't know. So, yeah, it's just hard to say. Yeah, oh yeah. I would rather be higher. Yeah, Lauren. I would rather be higher if I could have my choice, just complete total freedom. Yeah, I would be up in a higher elevation. Yeah, that's my fear. 46? Well, you're on what are you? You're definitely Gen X, aren't you? Yeah. Were you born then? 46. That makes you were born in 79, Max? Hell yeah, you're Gen X. Yeah, digital money. And that's the thing we got that's more probable than an ice age or an apocalypse or whatever. They're coming with that digital shit, digital ID, where your entire identity, you say ID and you think of a card or whatever, it's an ID card and you throw it away and go get another one, but your actual identity will be online in their blockchain, and they can just switch it off and you are a non-entity. So anyone who would allow someone else to have that much power just has to be really ignorant or really insane. Yeah, to the back of the bus for Jesse. Yeah. Yeah. List of names and bubblegum, Shannon. Yeah. Tripwire, 58, born in 67. Yeah. Yeah, with the bear encounters, I've seen bears before, but hell, they're always more scared of me than I am of them. When you see them out in the wild, and he's just walking along. Now, if he's sitting there eating, you got to be aware of what's going on. If he's sitting there eating something, eating on an elk carcass or something, you don't go walking up to him. Or if a mama bear with cubs, you don't go up and try to pet the cubs or something. But most of the time, they don't, animals like that don't mess with you unless they're really territorial. But bears aren't so much territorial like a hippopotamus. Hippopotamus are some of the most territorial animals on the planet. Yeah. Yeah, well, they were supposed to be. Government jobs were supposed to be the safest bet. And they were for a long time, yeah. You a 79 or 2, Shannon? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. The one thing they're famous for in Australia, their sharks and their crocs. I heard that Florida is the shark bite capital of the world. I heard that. I'm not sure though. I have to see how. I have to actually look up and compare our shark bites to Australia's. Because I don't really want Australia to beat us at anything. You know what I mean? Not even shark bites or zombie meth freaks and stuff like that. I want Florida to be the winner. Florida, it definitely beats Australia at Florida Man, right? We have more Florida Man incidents than Australia. Everyone has to admit that. So, yeah. Yep. Yep. Apple's doing the digital ID. They're gonna put your passport, make it all digital and shit, and they're creeping it in. You know what I mean? It's slowly but surely, it's coming in, and people are, it's gonna be so convenient and so wonderful, and people are they're gonna praise Apple, and Apple stock is going to go up while they, dismantle the human being and turn us into these digital online objects, consumer objects that they can just switch on and off at will. Yeah, they're doing it. Yeah, Bacon Commander, yeah, they're doing it. It's not a joke. People aren't, I don't know, they just don't give a shit or whatever, or they think it's a good thing. I don't know. But I just don't want anyone else to have that power over me to where they can just shut off my entire life. Turn off, the registration to my car, turn off my phone service, turn off my bank account, just turn off my whole life because I got behind in my taxes, or because I made a post on a social media that they didn't like, or I said something on YouTube that they didn't like. You know what I mean? So someone having that much power over me is just the most abhorrent thing that I can think of. I mean, that is anti-human. Yeah, 2 workers, 7 supervisors, Fox. Yeah. Florida Man wins. Yeah, Mike. Zombie meth sharks? Oh shit! I don't know if we have any zombie meth sharks, Trip. You maybe Australia will have us there. Yeah. Well, you can say that, Raziel, that Wisconsin beats Florida at ice fishing, but we have invisible ice, right? So so wherever we cast, that's the hole right there. We just ice fish all over the place, Yeah, we don't have shit freeze over like that. I've never been ice fishing. That's one thing I've always wanted to do and never been able to do is go ice fishing. Of course, here in Florida, Ain't not a whole lot of ice fishing down here. So Wisconsin has us there, and probably ice zombies too. 2026, May 2026. Well, I that timeline seems pretty fast. I would bet that the date is 2030, but I don't know. So it very well could be 2026. Yep. Yeah, you're right. We're just numbers, but it's the ones like us who don't like being a number, who don't want to be, a debt slave, or who don't want their identification to be transferred into the digital, ether, all this shit, who just want to be free people. And that's what seems to be the anathema to the state. They just hate people like that, and like us, who just want to be left alone. We're not out there, just leave me alone, just don't tax me to death. I'm just trying to figure out a way how we can have freedom and be just prosperous enough to feel prosperous, right? I don't want to be prosperous like Bill Gates prosperous, or any of that shit. I don't need to be rich. I've never felt the need or the urge to be rich. Number one, I just don't like money that much. I mean, I need it to survive just like everyone else, but I'm not in love with it. I don't go out and work and try to save and hoard money just for the sake of saving and hoarding money and accruing this big number in an account. It just doesn't provide me with happiness. A certain amount would provide me with security. It would take weight off of my shoulders, and I would like to get there one day. Excuse me. But yeah, just the whole thing with, trying to be rich and all this shit. I just never have understood that, and I never have understood the people who would just roll over and accept shit and accept their freedoms being taken. Not only accept it a lot of times, but celebrate it. Celebrate that shit. I mean, this whole thing with digital ID and digital currency and all this shit, it's going to change the world. It's going to change everything. Yeah, mine will be negative too, Ohio. Yeah. Okay, Bacon Commander, yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, I'm sure they've been working on it for years now. Yeah, I'm sure they have. And their plan, their agenda is just now coming to that point, Yeah, you probably can be half a number, Crabman. No, yeah, it's been digital for a while. I mean, they keep printing it up. I don't know why. I don't know why they keep printing it up. But they need to come up with an entire new currency, a digital currency that they can tie, like Bitcoin or whatever, a blockchain currency that they can tie into your identity. They can't just take the dollar and tie it to your identity in a blockchain. That's why the whole digital currency thing. They could just quit printing dollars and let us spend everything on cards. They could do that easily, but that's not their goal. If that was their goal, they would have already done it. Okay, everybody, we're going to quit printing physical money. Whatever, and whatever comes back to the government, we're going to destroy. So, have fun with it while you have it, but that's it. Now, but that's not their plan. That's not their plan, and that'll tell you right there that that's not their plan, or they would be doing that. No, their plan is to have our identity on a blockchain and tied to that currency, whatever that currency is going to be. Some kind of bullshit government. What is it called? A blockchain is where nobody controls the money. Well, the blockchain that the government's making is a very controlled currency. Yeah, too many riches spoil the wallet. Yep. Yeah, and I don't understand that. Once you have everything, once you get to that point where you have hundreds of millions or whatever, or a billion, you don't have to get, Elon Musk rich or whatever to get to this point. Once you get to this point where you can just buy anything you see, where, now you got to make up reasons to still be alive. You got to make up reasons to struggle. You can't just sit there and shop on Amazon, 14 hours a day, ordering shit, spending your money. You got to come up with shit. You got, what's in the main most obvious thing is to make more money. So that's what most of them do. I think they just, don't have anything else to do. What's the damn point? Yeah, Nichols will be next, Mike. Yeah. Yeah, Ohio. That's what I keep saying that, and Ohio says, learn to barter. You're going to you need that skill soon, and that's I keep saying that this fake ass money. We perceive value in it. We put value from our minds, from our imaginations. We put value on this currency, on this, this string of numbers on our phone or on our tab, whatever shows our bank account balance. And we put value on that. It's just literally pixels lit up on a screen. That's all it is. That's as real as it gets. There is no more, reality to it. And any value that it has, we have placed on it from our own thoughts and shit. And that shit cannot last forever. It cannot. It just can't. That shit's gonna crash. Now when, no, that's anybody's guess, But when it does crash, a lot of people are gonna be unprepared. They're not gonna have anything to barter. They're not, they're living paycheck to paycheck. They're, don't even have a bag of beans to do anything with. They're going to be completely ass out. So, and all of this stuff, all of these stocks and all this other shit you have that's online, none of that shit is going to be worth anything. It's all going to be worthless because you bought it all with $1, and nobody's gonna. It's all going to be worthless one day. Now, when that day comes, like I said, I have no idea. But it must come. It must. It's a fact of life. So, yeah, one day people are going to have to go back to bartering, the barter system. You're going to trade a dozen eggs because you have chickens, and you're going to trade a dozen eggs for a loaf of bread to a person that bakes bread. And that's the way it's going to be. And if you don't have a dozen chickens or you can't bake bread or whatever, then you're going to be ass out. You're going to be, over there trying to work for that person who has chickens to earn a few eggs and shit like that. Yeah, well, yeah, in that kind of scenario, when shit hits the fan, yeah, you got to be... But that could be said of today too, Arnis. I mean, you buy something on Facebook Marketplace or someplace on Craigslist or some shit and go meet some stranger in a parking lot an hour away. You know what I mean? And he knows you have $300 in your wallet because you're going to pay for this damn thing he has. So yeah, there's danger in all that shit, but there's danger in everything that's That's the way life is. So yeah, but yeah, Arnis is right. You have to be careful. I would treat that shit like I would treat, going meeting some guy off Craigslist to buy, a pair of Crocs or something, whatever people buy off Craigslist. Yeah, Laura Ann. Yeah, we all need to. Everyone should. Every single person should draw the line at digital ID, because it does not get better from there. It gets worse, much worse, and very fast. The social credit score and all that shit that it's going to be attached to it, it's not going to be a fun time for us. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll have woolly mammoth hunts, Ezekiel. Yeah, fear of losing shit. Exactly, Crypto Billy. That's how they control us now. You're gonna lose your home. You're gonna lose your car. You're gonna lose, you're gonna lose all your Facebook friends. You're gonna lose all of your YouTube followers. So you better act right. You better toe the line. You know what I mean? That nobody wants to lose shit, and they know it. Yeah. Yeah, Ohio, I think so too. Uh, yeah, universal basic income is coming too. Yeah, yeah, the job loss is going to be terrifying when this AI really gets ramped up. Yep. All this shit, all these jobs, all these people who type on a computer for a living, all the people who talk in front of a camera for a living, all the people who, write books for a living, make music, act in movies, all this shit's going away. Every bit of that is going away. And for greed, pure greed. Because why would I, pay some Joe Schmo X amount of dollars to do something when I can just, have AI do it? Joe Schmo's it's the same thing with illegal immigration. These companies want illegal immigration so they can have rock bottom prices, right, for labor. That's why they promote that shit. They don't want to pay us a living wage. End of story. That's it. So, and who's even better than illegal immigrants? Robots, AI, computers. Shit, they never complain. They never ask for a raise, never ask for a day off, never want, what's that, paternity leave and shit like that. They're perfect in every way. So these companies are going to use them 100%. And it's just going to kill everything. Yeah, I believe so, Metal Gear. It's going to crash hard and fast. When it does, I don't know when it's going to, but when it does, it's going to be bad. And that's why, Crypto Billy, yeah. And that's part of the reason why I believe that all ties into everything, right? It's almost rocket science now to try to break open a phone or a television or something and repair it. It's, everything's soldered and encased in a box of glue, just a cube of solid glue and stuff, and you can't even get in there to fix shit. You break the chassis of the thing trying to open it up. Okay. So you just throw it away and buy a new one. Okay, so that all those repairmen throughout time they're vanished. There are no TV repairmen. No, nobody comes to your house with a tool bag and fixes your TV anymore. All this shit. So all those jobs are gone already, right? They're just you don't hear about that shit anymore. Just they don't exist. So that's perfect for AI. And what does AI tell you to do when you look up, you're having a problem with your TV or something? Well, you got to get a new one. Nah, that cannot be fixed. Yeah. Screw 'em, Max. Yeah, I agree, dude. You have already seen a shit ton of jobs lost in the past few months, Crabman? Yeah, I believe it. And it's just going to get worse. It's a snowball. This is just, the snowball's just starting to roll down the hill. It's going to pick up speed and grow in size, and it's going to be catastrophic. And that's when they're going to, and I believe that's their whole plan, right, is to make things so bad that we will beg them for a digital ID and a universal basic income. Because if you've got kids and your family's starving to death and the government offers you a universal basic income, all you have to do is sign up for this ID. And then the money is right there hooked to your ID. It's already sitting there waiting on you. And your kids are there crying, I'm hungry, give me something to eat and shit, you know what I mean? How many people are going to just stay rock solid and screw that digital ID? No, I've got principles. If my kids die, they die. I've got principles. Hardly anyone. Most people are going to sign up for that shit and thank their lucky stars that they got it. They're not going to look back and remember that this happened by design and people were out there shouting in the streets, this is happening by design, they are doing this to us, you know what I'm saying? When the time comes, it's not going to matter because they're going to be starving to death and they're going to need their universal basic income because they have no skills and they don't know anybody with skills. They don't know anybody with chickens to trade their bread for, even if they had a loaf of bread to trade. So, yeah, that's going to happen. Yeah, the poor Maytag man, Max. Yeah. Yep. I thought about being a rocket scientist, Raziel. Yeah, I thought about it for a while. Till about the 3rd grade. Then I changed my mind. Oh yeah. Yeah, Crab man, that was a lucrative trade, dude. That was a real and people, it was a lot of people owned small businesses that repaired TVs and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Max, I believe you're right. I believe we're right in the middle of the Great Reset. Yeah. Yeah, overflowing landfills. Yeah, Mike, that's one of the disgusting things about it. Oh, okay, Crab man. Those things are awesome, dude. Yeah. We all have our principles until, there's a line where, where principles go out the window. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I've been talking about it too, not for decades now. Well, I've been talking about it for quite a while now, but I've only had my YouTube channel for a couple of years now, Bacon, and I've been talking about it. And yeah, I mean, a few people here, a few regular subscribers to the channel, all of y'all know what's coming, and you see the writing on the wall. But most people do not. And if they did, they would clap and applaud it and protest for it. They dress up like a taco and go out on the streets holding a sign demanding digital ID and universal basic income. Oh yeah, Crypto Billy. Yeah, no, I don't think many of us won't. Yeah, yeah, I believe it, Arnis. Yeah, yeah, they're built, and the fear is built into them. It's wired into them. Yeah. You want to be a Maytag man, Mike? Oh yeah, Oliver. None of them can. Yeah, just a headlight. Yeah, no, none of them can. Yeah, yeah, Ohio. That's exactly right. And I've done videos in the past about that, how we're owning less and less and less. We think we're getting more and more, right? You have this big library of Kindle books and Audible books and movies on whatever platform, you Google Play or whatever, where you buy your movies, but you don't own any of that. You're actually just renting that shit. You don't own a damn book on Audible. Those are not yours. Period. End of story. You think they're yours because you paid for them. That's Amazon's big joke to you. You think those movies are yours that are sitting there on your Google Play account. You think those are yours, but you do not own them. You're renting them. And that is the biggest bullshit. And that goes right in with what Ohio Valley just said. You will own nothing. Even you think you might be tricked into thinking you own it, but legally you don't own it. You don't own shit. Yeah, Bacon. And I think we're going to find out a lot come 2030. We're going to find out what the hell's happening. I'm not going to claim I know. I have my suspicions about what's happening, with the economy and shit. And it ties all in with this digital stuff and the economy. But I think we're going to find out what the hell it is come 2030. Yeah, we're circling the drain, Bacon. Yeah. Yeah, Max, you're right. And now we've been told that my entire life I've been told that Russia's the enemy. But then I look at stuff, when I really start paying attention and looking at stuff, and I'm, well, Russia honestly doesn't seem like such a bad place now. Why are they the enemy? Russia is actually protecting their people. They're doing what's best for their people. Yeah, they're not doing what America wants them to do, or the UN, but they're doing what's right for their people. Now, in a couple of instances that I've seen, now I'm not saying I do deep dive into Russian politics and all that shit. I might not. But then, of course, Snowden. Why did Snowden go to Russia if Russia is such a big, bad, horrible place? It just makes me question shit. I got questions, Is Russia the boogeyman that we've always been told they are? I don't know. Yeah, Trip. Most of them wouldn't be able to change their minds, and that's honest truth. Yeah. Yeah, renting a product you bought. Exactly, Crypto Billy. They lead us to believe that we own that shit, but we don't own it. Yeah, paper books and DVD rack, Raziel. That's the only way you own that shit. Any other way, it's not yours. It's just not yours. I walked away from like a $400 Amazon Audible account that I had $400 worth of books I had purchased, and I found out they weren't mine. I walked away from that shit. Started a new account. And it took me years to get that because I don't have $400 to throw around. So it took me years to build up that. But when I found out I didn't own that shit, nope. They haven't got another cent from me. Next month, not 2030, Max. Well, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, both print and digital. Yeah, Shannon. Yeah, I have to have the print version too. Oh, okay. All right, Ohio. Yeah, these are good conversations to have. I mean, we have to have these conversations. If we're not talking about this shit and discussing this shit, then we're going to be blindsided. We're going to be fooled into thinking that, that this next policy is in our best interest. We're going to be fooled into thinking we actually own that shit. We're going to be fooled into thinking, these drug companies are trying to help us and keep us healthy. Yeah, Mike, exactly. Question everything. Yeah, every damn thing, especially if it's done by the government or some huge billion-dollar corporation. Yeah. Yeah, Shannon. That's... the UN's helping them, kind of, I guess, helping Ukraine, flooding billions of dollars into there. But still, they should have just rolled in there. Russia could have just rolled in there, and it seems like they should have been able to. I would say they could have. They should have been able to just roll in there and in a week, before the rest of the world knew, and just taken Ukraine. So there's something there, Shannon, yeah. Cancun, Max. We're all headed to Cancun during that ice age. We gotta figure out how to get tripwire over there. And vintage. Vintage isn't here today, but we gotta get vintage there too. Try to figure out how to get and Joe P. We gotta get Joe P over there too. And Lake. Lake's in Norway. Yeah. Yeah, always trusting physical media. Oh yeah, Mike. I don't make payments on shit. Yeah, I just buy vehicles unless I have no choice. Some people, we have no choice sometimes. But yeah, I try to just buy vehicles outright. Uh, yeah, it's possible. I just went through, and if you go back to the beginning of every decade, and that's when the shit happens. Look at 2020, COVID, 2010, recession, 2000, 9/11, 2001, but right around that era. And what, did I miss one? No. Before that, it was Desert Storm and all that shit in 1990. That's when I joined the Army. I don't know what happened in 79, 80, 81. I forget what happened then. But it seems like every 10 years there's some kind of calamity. It seems like it's set up that way. I could be wrong, but it's either the year before or right on the decade or the year after. So it's right around the turn of the decade. But we'll see. Yeah, it might come. It might come earlier than I'm predicting. 2000 Jeep. I have a 99 van. Oh, 2015. Okay. Yeah. Well, the question I have, Shannon, about that thyroid, diabetes, and all that stuff like that, medication is good, but if you had the right diet and exercise in the beginning, would you have even, come down with diabetes and all that shit, right? If you hadn't been eating all this corn syrup and all this bullshit that they're feeding us now. Because back in the 1950s, before they invented corn syrup and aspartame and all this bullshit, there was no diabetes. I mean, there was, but not on a grand scale like we have. 1 in 10 million people had diabetes or some shit like that. They didn't have those problems back then. All this technology and stuff we had should have eradicated all that shit altogether. But it's done the opposite and multiplied it. Now we've got an epidemic of diabetes, and it's ridiculous. So we shouldn't need the medication, is my point. We should not have diabetes in the first place. Oh yeah, you're right, Fox. Lake will just build a Viking. He probably already has a Viking longboat. He doesn't need to build one. He probably owns one. He probably owns several. We talk about cars, and Lake talks about his longboats. No, no, we're taking our dire wolves on. We're gonna have dire wolves pulling sleds unless you can wrestle a mammoth down, Max. Yeah, we're not taking cars. We're taking dire wolf sleds and mammoths. Snowshoes on a gator. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Crab Man. That's some original shit there. Oh, okay. Sailing. I debated on that during my entire 30s tripwire to buy. I was thinking about buying a sailboat and just living on it, and just going from port to port, and doing handyman stuff or whatever, and stock up again and then going back out to sea. I was really interested in doing that for a while. Yeah, just living on the sea. Yeah, just another guy on the beach, big country. Yeah, yeah, 80. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that, Raziel. That was the last ice age. Yeah, 70 was the gas crisis. I heard since 1960 they've had 41 apocalypse, world-ending events like that. Drought, famine, oil shortage, ice age, and 41 of them, and not a single one of them have come true since 1960. They've predicted 41 cataclysmic, world-ending events, and not one of them have come true. They are 0 for 41. So if this ice age comes, there will be 1 for 42. So the odds of them getting it right are just astronomical. They're just bullshitting. They're fear mongering, and man, I don't like fear mongering. Those hypocrites. It's just they're so full of shit, and I hate to see people buying into that shit and just living in fear because these people are doing this shit. New Zealand is a safe place. Well, we could pack up and go to New Zealand. Trips got me hyped up for a sailing adventure now. We'll get on a sailboat. Yes, Shannon, I agree. Follow the medical model, which is illness treatment driven, not wellness or illness prevention. Exactly. Rusty? No. You don't go to Canada during an ice age, Rusty. I bet, well, I guess we could. I guess we could. When it starts coming, we could all just meet up in Canada and be like, training for the ice age. So when the ice age sets in real good, we'll already be ready for it. Oh, yeah. Well, Tripp's got a point there. It might be the new Cancun. Yeah. Harness. Oh, Life Afloat. Yeah. I think I'm too old to do that now. But, yeah, Life Afloat before diving into the sailboat life. Yeah, it was kind of just my fantasy thing that I had going on for a while, I probably envisioned it completely wrong. It was probably, living on a sailboat is probably a pain in the ass and a lot of work, which I'm not afraid of work, but oh, yeah, I heard that, Crab Man. Shanty boats were common. Oh, you wanted to live in like the Miami Vice show? Yeah, yeah, Mike. Oh yeah, yeah, Crypto Billy. Yeah, dinosaurs would be awesome too. I wonder if we get them back. Yeah, I've watched documentaries, and as they go through New Zealand and stuff. New Zealand is beautiful. Yeah, me too. I'd like to learn to sail. I don't know if I'd want to live out on the ocean like I used to now, but I'd still like to go sailing. Oh, okay, crab man, river horse. Okay, that would be interesting. I'll write that shit down. River horse. Oh yeah. Yeah, Ohio. Yeah, that's one of the reasons aliens don't come here. Because we're going to find out if they taste like chicken. Yeah, you damn right. Yep. You're absolutely 100% on point right there, Ohio. Yeah. That would be, if the aliens came here, it would be their apocalypse, not ours. Oh, get a nuclear powered aircraft carrier? That would be pretty cool, dude. I wonder if Trip can drive one of those. Oh, yeah, bad consequences on Trip. All right. Yeah, I always thought it would be, like romantic in the sunsets and scenery, and not like, man and woman loving romance like that, but that would be a romantic lifestyle, to live on a sailboat and just go to sleep every day with watching the sunset in the ocean, and just talk about just total freedom. You know what I mean? Just pull into a port and go do some odd jobs, handyman jobs to make a few bucks and stock up on supplies and go out again and go fishing and shit. I just thought that would be awesome. It's still kind of attractive to me now that I'm talking about it. I still think it would be awesome. Oh, okay, Raziel. He was sailing at 70 and couldn't even walk very well. Okay. Oh yeah, I had one of those, crab man. A '76 Ford F100. Yeah, I had one of those. Probably 15 years ago. I forget what happened to it. I think I ended up selling it for something else. But yeah, I had one of those for a while. Yeah, it was a damn good truck. I should have kept it. Now that if I could have looked into the future, I probably would have kept that truck. Space aliens with soy sauce. Yeah, aliens and rice with some soy sauce. Yeah, be everybody. There'd be like groups of people that would be hiding their aliens from the alien eaters, right? We'd be hunting them bitches, cooking them up. Oh, okay, he had plenty of money. That's what I tell everybody, Laura Ann, about my van. that it, nothing's wrong with it, because whenever it starts making a noise or whatever, I just turn that knob up. There's a knob on the dash that fixes everything, and you can't, all those noises go away. Shit, it runs like it's brand new. Yeah, I don't know, Trip, that just, it just seems like that would be cool as shit. I think that, I don't know, Crypto Billy. I don't know if they have a nuclear powered destroyer. 80s Jeep Wagoneer. Yeah, those things were awesome. Were those the ones with the fake wood panel, like the station wagons, Loran? Alien teriyaki. Yeah. Zero carbs. Zero carb alien teriyaki, Mike. Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool, Crab Man. All right. A two-person. See, that's one thing I never figured out, what size of sailboat I would need, Fox. If I planned on being able to sail it myself. I mean, I could have somebody else with me or whatever, but I couldn't count on always having somebody else with me, so I needed to be able to sail it myself. And what would be the biggest sailboat I could get that I could personally handle myself? So that was one of the things I thought about. I actually was shopping for them and researching that at the time. Okay, Ohio, thank you for dropping by. And again, everybody, I've got the link to his show in the description. So, and the show starts at 8 if y'all are interested. If you're going to be up that late, check it out. Me in Ohio, I'll be on his show 0 hour. So that's going to be cool. The sails are expensive. I didn't know that, Shannon. I know this. I know you can get a sailboat for relatively cheap, because people will buy those damn things. I don't know. They'll either upgrade them, or they'll take them out sailing a couple times and then realize they don't like sailing. But you can get a sailboat for pretty damn cheap, or you used to be able to anyway. I hope so, Tripwire. We should have had flying cars. I thought we were going to have flying cars not too long after the year 2000. I thought we were going to be buzzing around the year 2000. I remember when the year 2000 looked like, in my head, like some kind of, Jetsons, sci-fi, happy planet where everybody was going to be zipping around on flying cars and, doing all kinds of cool stuff. Everyone would have cool jobs that were really important that they liked a lot, and all this cool shit was going to happen. All diseases and shit would be old school shit. They talk about how, people used to have diabetes and they used to have heart attacks and shit, but not anymore. You just go lay down under the scanner and it fixes whatever, and all that cool shit. But, we got shit posters on social media and, women shaking their ass on Facebook and shit instead. So, I guess, that's why I root for the Ice Age. You know what I'm saying? I hope the Ice Age comes. Just to stop all that TikTok bullshit. If nothing else is going to stop it, or launch some nukes, whatever, an asteroid, whatever it takes. Just stop them from shaking their ass on TikTok, and it'll make me happy. I'll barter, I'll meet Trip in his sailboat on the beach, and I'll trade him some damn some pork cracklings for some fish. Yeah. John Boat in an old bed seat, Roz. A cat or a Timarin trip? Okay. I've seen that too, Crabman. I've seen that where people bought a pontoon and just made it into a house, kind of like a tiny house. Yeah, just on the water. What? Sales? 40 grand for sales? Shit, I go to damn Walmart and buy a whole bunch of t-shirts and sew them bitches together. 40 grand? Hell no. That's insane. I'd be learning how to sew up some rips in sales. I know that. Yeah, the Millennium, all that bullshit. Fox, yeah. What's the Millennium Dome? Are you talking about the same thing? Like Conan O'Brien? I got traction tonight. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. I've never heard of that before. Millennium Dome. Okay. Rusty. Yeah, that's a Gen X flying car for you there. There you go, Rusty. Yeah, I'm sure they will blame him, Tripwire. Yeah, Ezekiel. Yeah, but they will go back to if depending on how shit panned out. But yeah, a good horse and a pack mule would be worth their weight in gold. Oh, okay, that was London's celebration of the year 2000. Yeah. Yeah, I've talked about it. That was another end of the world prediction, the Y2K bullshit, and there's a couple others, the hole in the ozone, and people, I'll say that, hey, they scared us with Y2K and the hole in the ozone and the ice age and all this shit, and people want to get upset with me because they say that people prevented Y2K, and people fixed the hole in the ozone layer. We did that, right? Which I don't know either. I'm not sure either one. I know what I'm told. I'm told that people fixed it. Okay. I don't know if I believe that. But let's say people fix them both. Still, after having admitted that, we can still all agree that the media blew that shit out of proportion and tried to scare the shit out of people, and nothing happened. We all woke up January 1st, the year 2000, and nothing had changed. Literally and absolutely nothing. It was the same as December 31st, 1999. Right? Nothing had changed. But the media had scared people and beat that damn drum for 4 years, something like that. They were trying to scare people with the Y2K thing. I forget how many years they were beating that shit to death. And that's the point. That all of that, then now they're doing it now with this ice age shit. Now there's an ice age. They should have just stuck with climate change because they could blame anything on climate change, right? Oh, YouTube's stocks are down. Climate change. We need to raise everybody's taxes. Climate change is a one-size-fits-all. They should have stuck with that. But they're too stupid, or they think they're too smart, or something. Yeah, Max, yeah. Current gold and silver prices, yep. I heard the price of gold, has it doubled in the last 5 years? Something like that? Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, wind, exactly, Trip. And it's free. Not free in the money sense. It's primal, but it's freedom, right? Because the wind is free. You don't have to pay for it, but you're just free. It's like riding a horse, you know. You don't have to stop at the gas station or anything. It's just free. When you're riding a horse out in the middle of nowhere, there's no freer thing I've ever felt in my life. No, I've never felt so free. And I kind of think that it would be the same, out on the ocean on a sailboat. That kind of freedom, that sense of freedom. So yeah, primal and freedom are the two things that I associate with sailing. Just in my own head, right? Because I haven't actually done it. A bunch of old sails in Aquanet, Raziel. The drywall mud. Yeah, we're saving the planet, dude. Yeah, Rusty, we're saving the planet, all right. We're building mountainous trash piles. Just covering the oceans in trash. But we're saving the planet by building, building these huge windmills that cost just enormous amounts of energy and resources to erect these damn things. How much aluminum and steel and all this shit do they have to dig out of the ground and then melt with coal and shit to erect these huge... How much how much energy are these things going to collect? I doubt that they could pay for themselves in their lifetime. I doubt it. All right. That's a cool story, Max. Yeah. Woke up and gazed to your college sweetheart. That's pretty badass. Don't start talking common sense, Laura Ann. You're going to get us kicked off of YouTube. No, people created the hole in the ozone layer just by, just with evil thoughts, bigoted thoughts, created the hole in the ozone layer. We all had to get together and sing Kumbaya and will it away. Oh yeah. Yeah, Trip, they have. Since the day we were born, they've hit us with that shit over and over again and tried to brainwash us into being afraid, and we're just immune to that shit. Yeah. Yeah, Crab, you're right. Lieutenant Dan and Forrest found freedom on the ocean. Cow farts, Ezekiel. That's why we need to give them shots, dude. Yeah. George Carlin said a lot of good shit, Fox. Yeah, Ornis. I think Gen X dudes probably think about bikinis when they think of anything. Chewing bubble gum or kicking ass, running out of bubble gum. Yeah, you're right, Rusty. George was right on a lot of things, and I've taken that one thing to heart. Question everything. It's all bullshit. Yeah. No, I can imagine, Shannon. For schizophrenics, they were... Lorianne. Yeah, I bet you schizophrenics have a hard time with any of this shit any of this fear-mongering they do. But especially something like Y2K. Oh, that's all right, Lorianne. I think we'll make it. We've all said worse, and we're still here. We're still on YouTube. So, all right. Yeah, yeah, Razia. Okay, they need almost as much oil as it would take just used to refine diesel in a power plant. Yeah, okay, I forgot about that because they got to keep that thing lubed up, huh? No, turn the power off at the house. That'd be badass, Arnis. That'd be a cool ass prank to pull on somebody. Yeah, I've heard good things about Starlink, especially in places that are hard to get to, hard to get normal service to. So yeah, I've heard good things about Starlink. Oh yeah, Ezekiel, they're gonna want to tax us on everything, dude. Yeah, the truth is faux pas. Yeah, yeah, the truth and common sense. Yeah, thrift stores and stuff like that. Good places to get books, and books are always inexpensive. You know, even at like Goodwill, I think books are pretty inexpensive. I've got a house full of books, and they're just comforting to have around. All right, everybody, our time is up. And I'm going to remind you again, if you are going to be awake at 8, I've got the link to Zero Hour here. I don't know how he runs this thing, if he, you know, gets in with you guys in the chat or whatever, if it's just going to be me and him talking, or I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go yet. But Ohio Valley Prepping and Zero Hour at 8 o'clock tonight. That's Eastern Time. So I invite y'all to check it out and subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. So I'd like to support other, Gen X channels, so especially small ones. The big channels, they don't need my petty support, but other guys like Ohio Valley Prepping, he supports Gen X Thinks by watching our videos and stuff and contributes a lot in our comments. So I think it'd be pretty cool to go support him a little bit. So if y'all have the time tonight, I'd appreciate it if you check that out. All right. And I will say goodbye to Laura Ann, Shannon, Crypto Billy, Fox in a Shed, Arnis, Raziel, Rusty Doob, Max Meeks, Tripwire, my boy Mike Fleisner. Who else we got? Ezekiel, Crypto Billy, Crabman. Did I say Crabman already? I might have already, but Crabman gets 2 goodbyes today. Metal Gear. Can't forget Metal Gear. Shit. The hell am I thinking? Who else? Who checked out early? Oh, Bucky was here. Somebody checked out earlier. Ohio Valley Prepping. That's who. Ohio Valley Prepping was the one who checked out earlier. But, all right. Probably did not get anybody in today. AF was here earlier. I think she just stopped in. Bacon Commander. Can't forget Bacon Commander. With a name like that, he deserves some recognition. All right. I think that's just about everyone. I might have missed somebody. If I did miss your name, I apologize. But goodbye to you as well, anonymous person who I can't find. Did I say Raziel? Trip? All right, everybody. So I had a great conversation once again. We always have awesome conversations. I'm actually honestly surprised at how much fun and how much I enjoy these conversations our live streams and conversing with y'all in real time, and how awesome it is and how much fun I have. It's an amazing experience. It takes that shallow kind of YouTube thing, right, and adds a layer of depth to it, because we'll talk, me and Shannon, and we were talking about how gas giants were formed, and if they have rocky cores, and and me and I forget who it was, we were talking about the Earth's tilt 23-degree axis and it wobbling and all kinds of stuff. I mean, we're liable to talk about anything, but my point is that the topics are deeper, right? It's just not people shaking their ass and making a mess or knocking a wall down or just any random weird shit you see. I mean, we actually discuss deeper topics, and it could be anything, So it's just amazing. So I'm going to, Oliver Rust. Goodbye, Oliver. Crypto Billy. All right, everybody. Thank you for showing up. I really do appreciate your support. I just can't say that enough. Thank you for a great time, and for watching and hanging out and contributing to the conversation here on Gen X Thinks. All right. As always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.